This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Zinger Lite and its model 259 FL. So I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. This is not a floor plan video or sales or anything like that. It's just a basic how-to video, okay? So first of all, we have power stabilizer jacks. Right? So one switch controls both rear, and then there's another switch up front that controls both front jacks. Now, let me look here and see what kind we have here. So this one has got a shaft with a pin on it. You could actually crank this manually if it was to fail. So you can even operate them manually if you're in a heavy emergency. Okay, power awning obviously with LED strip, 2 speakers. Now, this right here is the black tank flush. It's on the door side here. So after you dump your black tank, which I'll show you in a minute, after you dump it, you can leave the valve open, and you can actually hook the hose at the dump station onto here, and you can spray out the inside of your black tank with it, clean off the sensors, that sort of thing, just to give it a general cleaning. Okay, this is TV signal out, and that is power for a TV, or whatever you want to use it for. These are this is the switch for the 2 front power stabilizer jacks. Okay. We have a power tongue jack. This power tongue jack can also be cranked manually. You can pull this plug out of the top, and let me see, I think I saw the crank. Where did I see that? Oh, it was all the way back here. Okay, I'll walk back here and show you. Let's see here. That would be this one right here. So that will crank that manually. Now you have a, let's see what else we have here. You have your dump hose here, okay, you can see it in the box there, and then you have this attachment to reduce the 30 amp power cord down to a 20, which will work at home. Okay, alrighty. So, let's move back up here again. Let's see, so a power tongue jack. You have 2 LP tanks, of course. You have a deep cycle marine battery and a kill switch for the battery. So you can actually shut it off if you need to. Now these saddles here, these brackets are for the hitch that you're getting with it. A Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. Okay, so it's a good hitch. We'll show you how that works when you pick up. This is your water heater on the outside. The switches to control it are inside, right? But these are the low points of the low point drain caps. Has to do with winterizing it. They're off right now. And this is the plug or cap for the water heater tank itself, and that's where it screws onto. So that's where you drain it. Obviously it's drained right now because it's winterized, so you can't have water in the tank obviously when it's winterized. You can't get antifreeze in the tank because it'll leave a really foul taste, so there are bypass valves on the back. Yeah, it's something you can, if you're going to winterize it yourself. You may already know all this, I don't know. So, okay, but the switches are inside. I'll show you that. Now this is the fresh water tank here, right? Potable water. This is the city water hookup, right? So the most common way to get water in your trailer is the city water right here. Now, if you're going to a campground that doesn't have plumbing on the campsite, you can actually fill your fresh water tank here, and then use the onboard pump to pump water, and everything will work just like you've got city water, even if you don't. So they're separate of each other in the sense that the sources of the water are separate. This would be pressurized city water, and that would be pumped out of your tank. Okay. This is just an outside sprayer shower. There's your 30 amp 30-foot cord. Remember I told you there's a reducer for it. Okay, we already went into this compartment here. It's pre-wired for a backup camera, so that's what that is there. These are signal Thru right here. Campground cable and satellite. While we're looking up, keep in mind the manufacturer states you should inspect the roof every 90 days, so have it inspected regularly. And looking for cracking or separation from the lap sealant or any damage to any attachments by low branches, road debris, that sort of thing. Just just excuse me, just give it a good look over, and if you have any issues, take care of it. So it's a little dirty in here and cluttered because we're still prepping it, but this was kind of a, we're just kind of getting this over with right now. So that's the rest of your hitch that will be outside. Okay, so, alright, let me start over here. This is your control panel up here. You can check all your levels here, as you can see, self-explanatory. To turn on your water pump is right here. To turn on your water heater on gas, right there. On electric, right there. Keep in mind that there's no water in the tank, right, because it's been dumped. Always fill it up before you turn on either energy source. So you always want to make sure you have water in the tank before you use it. That's your power awning switch, and there's another light switch along with these two light switches here. Okay, let's go this way. So this is mostly self-explanatory here. The sound bar is it has a FM radio. It has a USB to stream off of. It has Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone or tablet. It has two speaker zones, A and B. A is inside the trailer, B is outside the trailer. So it does everything you really need to do. And of course, TV goes here. Alright, so move this way. This device here is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. So it should always be green. If it's not, get it serviced. And if it goes off, it's detected carbon monoxide or LP gas. So you pay attention to it, go outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off, figure out what's going on. And if it beeps very slowly, it's telling you that your battery's low up front, okay? Alrighty. So, range hood. Microwave works like any other microwave. This is your cooktop here, your range. So the left knob is the sparker. You turn that clockwise to spark it, right? So you can see it's that simple. You just turn on the knob and spark it. Now the oven is a little bit different. All the way at the back here on the bottom is a pilot light. You can see I can spark it. You can see it sparking back there, right? All right, so what you do is you go to the oven knob, which is all the way to the right. You go to the picture of the pilot light, and then you depress it and keep it depressed while you're lighting it. Then with the other hand, you're going to spark this. I can't do it because I got a camera in my hand, but you'll spark it until it lights down here. After it lights, you still hold this in for about another 10 seconds or so to heat it up, and then you go to operating temperature. The thing to know is when you shut it off, obviously the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you really have to light the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. Okay. Refrigerator is just a 12-volt DC refrigerator, compressor refrigerator. It's very simple, on and off, temperature selection, and there's also a power saving mode. So you know, so it's a good refrigerator. Your thermostat here is analog, so your heat, we're on heat right now, of course, off, fan, and then cool. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. Cool is full air conditioning. Always try and leave the fan on auto. Okay. So, sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. The toilet. Thing to know if you haven't owned RVs before is you have to have water in the black tank. That when I'm going to push the flush pedal here, the black tank is directly below, right down there. So after you get to the campsite, you turn on you plug in your power and you hook up your water. You'll come in here and you'll dump 1 dose of chemical in the bowl, right? Then you'll stand on the pedal. Water will come swirling out, and you put about a gallon or so in the tank below. Some people use more, whatever. Just it's a preference thing. So, and then you're all set till the next time you dump it. So that's the thing. You can't start with it dry. If you do, the smell will be overwhelming, and it can also get clogged up. So just make sure you have water and chemical in there. And if you forget the first time, it doesn't matter. You only do that once. Believe me. You'll remember the next time. Okay, so we're still working in here. Obviously, we got TV brackets laying around, but you have your hookups here. keep in mind that these buttons here should all both be green. I hope you can see that. That's where the coax hooks up. That's the signal booster for the digital antenna. So you always want to make sure that those are green, so you get a good picture. Of course, that's the emergency escape window. You push the rod straight through. That's pretty self-evident. And then you just grab the red tab and you pull the screen out, and you can exit that way. There's some storage underneath your bed here. Okay, I think I've pretty much covered everything. I'm looking for the power converter. Oh, there it is. Okay, so last but not least, this is your power converter here. This converts AC to DC power. So basically on this side you have regular household type circuit breakers like you'd see at home, right? And they're all labeled. That's AC power, 110 AC, 120 AC, whichever you prefer. Then it's converted to 12 volt DC on this side. You see you got 12 volt fuses, right? And they're all labeled. That's where the 12 volt power comes. This is also a battery tender, so when you're plugged in, it's going to charge your battery up front. Right? It'll sense how much energy it needs and send the appropriate amount up there. If it's topped off, it'll just trickle a couple amps. If it's low, it'll say 10 or whatever. So that's where your battery's charged. And also, obviously, when you're pulling it down the road, the alternator from your tow vehicle is charging it. So it charges when you're pulling it and when you're plugged in. Okay. If any of these fuses blow, they light up, and you can see them through this tinted plastic here. Okay. It also has a fan that'll kick on and off occasionally. So some people will make a mistake thinking it's the refrigerator, but it's actually this thing here. So, but it has to do that because it has to cool down when there's a load put on it. Okay. I think I'm looking around here. I think I pretty much covered it. Yes. Okay. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. And please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days. That's important. And also, the trailer is winterized right now. The water heater tank is empty and bypassed, and there's antifreeze in the system. Okay? Thank you.